right, Lagos, it's time again to connect with you on the program that actually talks about empowering MSMEs in Lagos, that medium, small, and small, medium enterprises and micro enterprises in Lagos. That's talking about the agency saddled with this responsibility, the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, empowering and supporting businesses in Lagos. Good morning and welcome to another edition of Accelerate Lagos here on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. My name is Taiwo Baruwa, and on today's edition of the show, we shall be focusing on accessing the LSTF loans in 2025. Okay, all you need to know about accessing the loan of LSTF. My guest is seated. I have Olufolake Ikumakpai. She is the head SME at Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. Good morning to you, Olufolake.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
It's good to have you in the studio. All right, then let's get down to business. I mean, you don't sound like you want to connect with Lagosians this morning. Why are you sounding so cold?
Sorry about my voice.
Okay, so you really need to come out of that so we can connect better. All right, Lagos, let me say that, yes, you see, for the sake of those of you who would like to know one or two things about how best to, tap into this opportunity of accessing loans from LSTF, this is the time you want to tune in and listen to Olufolake on the show this morning. Should you have any question, feel free to bring it on. If you're not able to reach us via telephone call, you can send a text or WhatsApp platform on 0809 9120 777. But before we get started, let me tell you what the roads are looking like at this time. Looking at the big screen in the studio, we can confirm to you that things are taking shape. Of course, the peak period is over, and yes, there are no breakdowns affecting the flow of traffic. Let's just keep it that way, keep it within the speed limit. Wherever you find yourself held up a bit, please be patient. I said earlier that I have Olufolake Ikumakpai, the head of SMEs at LSTF, in the studio. And of course, we shall be talking about accessing LSTF loans in 2025. Folake, many Lagos residents have heard about LSTF, but not too many fully understand its loans offerings. And can you give an overview of the loan programs you have at LSTF and, how Lagosians can have access to it?
Okay, thank you very much. The Lagos State Employment Trust Fund has 4 loan programs currently, starting with the Nano, the Micro Enterprise Startup Loan, the Micro Enterprise Loan, and the Small Medium Enterprise Loan. So the Nano are really for very small businesses who do not require so much capital, so they can access capital from 50,000 to 100,000.
Okay.
While the loan under the Micro Enterprise Program Startup is for young people who are coming newly to business, don't have experience, don't have operations yet, they are starting afresh. So they can access between 50,000 to 250,000 to start up. And then we have the Micro Enterprise Loan, which are for a bit more established businesses with larger capital base, but also require a bit more structure to scale up. So those are Micro Enterprise businesses, and for the loan program for them, the capital they can access is from 50,000 to 500,000. And then you have the bigger players there, the small medium enterprises who are structured, they register their businesses with CAC, they require loans for expansion, for their operations, or maybe to acquire assets or stock. So they can access above 500,000 to 5 million naira. And to access this loan, you need to have some essential documentation. You need to have your LASRA ID to show that you're a Lagos resident. You need to have a bank statement of about 6 months showing inflow and outflow for your business, for those under the micro enterprise sector and segment, and also the small medium enterprise. Then you need to show present an evidence of that you're a taxpayer, either through your tax ID or a tax receipt to show that you pay your tax, because we are funded by taxpayers' money. So it's essential that we bring you into the tax net, and just to be a responsible Lagosian.
Okay.
Also, you need to present a government-issued ID, which can vary. It could be your name, it could be your driver's license, it could be your international passport or your voter's card. Any of these identification are valid. So those are the main things required for you to apply for our loans.
Let's now look at those that are eligible to apply for loans at the LSCTF. Yes, and the kind of loan they can access. I mean, the eligible people that can access the loans at LSCTF.
Okay, so all Lagos residents are eligible. All Lagos, once you're able to provide this documentation that I listed earlier, you are eligible. We don't discriminate based on gender, based on tribe, based on religion, or we are open to all Lagos residents as long as you have an established business or you're aspiring to be a business owner. We are there for you to access the necessary funding that you need for your business.
All right, then. Let's now talk about what are the steps involved in applying for this loan.
Okay, so you can apply for this loan. You can use your mobile device, you can go on your computer, or you can walk into any local government office, council near you. We have licensing officers in all the local governments and LCDAs in Lagos State. So it's an online application. So just make sure that the documentation I mentioned earlier, you have them readily. You can scan them or take a photograph of them with your phone, and you can upload them to access our loan. So once you're done with uploading those documents, your application will be reviewed by the different units in LSCTF, and based on what we see from your credit history and from your bank statement, we know what kind of loan you can access, how much you can access, and your ability to pay back, because we do not want the loan to be a burden to you. So based on that, we make a recommendation, and then you are given the opportunity to accept the offer. An offer letter is issued to you, and then you submit, and then your loan is disbursed to you promptly once we receive your offer letter on time.
All right, let's talk about the kind of loans you have.
Okay, so I've mentioned that we have Nano. Okay, so that might be for a very small, a market woman, maybe selling pepper, tomato, very small items and all that. We make sure that it's not stressful, it's not a burden to you. So there's some certain requirements that are expected of the bigger businesses that we do not require from such an individual. And then when you move on to the micro enterprise startup and the micro enterprise, we ask that you provide guarantors information for us, just to know that, just give us some level of comfort that you will pay back the loan. And for the micro enterprise startup, you don't need to present your bank statement, because we know that you're just new in the business. And then for the micro enterprise itself, you need to come with at least a guarantor. You need to present your bank statement for us to look at it, and then for us to also finance your business. And one thing one needs to be very clear. You need to be clear about how you want to use the fund, so that will also guide our decision in recommending a certain amount that will be suitable for you. So it's very important that that is being mentioned. Then the small enterprises, small medium enterprises, the SMEs, they're a bit structured. Like I said, they've registered with CAC. You need to be able to show us that you're a partner or a proprietor or director in the business. That is very important. And then, of course, your bank statement. And we believe all these businesses, you are also within the financial pool. So you would have your BVN, which is very, very important, because we use it to do credit check on you. So those are the various types of loans that we have, and the ways you can benefit from LSCTF.
Let's take a detour a bit, talking about the steps in applying for this loan, right? We've had cases of people calling or even send a text that when they apply, I mean, it takes a very long period. They might not even eventually get any feedback. from LSTF. So what's the process like?
Okay, the process is seamless for the most part, because we do not like to stress our applicants. One thing I need to mention is that some people are not in the habit of checking their emails, because sometimes applicants submit the application, but their documentation are not complete.
Okay.
And the documentation have to be complete for the processing to move forward. So if you have an outstanding documentation, on our loan portal, we'll reach out to you and you get a prompting in your email box to say, check your dashboard, your loan dashboard, and see the request that has been made and comply and to that request. So, and we find out that sometimes some people are opening an email address for the first time for the loan, so they don't have that culture or that habit. But one of the things we're doing to help improve the system and to make things easier for people is that we've started adding, apart from you getting an email, we've also started adding you getting an SMS prompt.
Okay.
So that if you do not check your emails or you do not have a smartphone, when you get the text message, you are aware that you need to go and check your dashboard. And then another thing that happens is that when people offered a loan amount and issued offer letters, they are being reached out from our licensing officers close to them, and sometimes they keep the offer letter for a month plus, and so their application cannot go further. We can't disburse to them. So that waiting time is there. So another thing we've been doing is that from time to time, we check those that we are waiting feedback from and reach out to them through our call center to let them know your offer letter has been issued, but we are here to receive it. What is happening? Any issues along the line? Anything we can help you do? Any cancel you need, so that you can return it on time and get your loan disbursed too. So those are the key reasons why it appears that the waiting time is long, and most of those reasons are actually dependent on the applicant and not on LSTF. I'm sorry to say.
All right, then it's fine. But then let me remind you, Lagosians, you might be wondering who I have on the show this morning. I have Ulufolake Kumakpai. She's the head SME at LSTF. Today, we are focusing on accessing LSTF loans in 2025. What you need to know. You need to tune in now to be abreast of trends at LSTF. Things might have changed. I mean, you might need to update yourself on some of the things they do and some of the, things they have to offer this new year. Moving on now, let's talk about specific industries or businesses that LSTF prioritizes when granting loans, because this show has been on for about over 4 years, and I do know that there are some sectors you do not focus on. Can you elaborate the areas you focus on? I see the look on your face. We've had people calling to say, okay, I need a loan for a hire purchase, say a car, for e-hailing business, or have we started considering that?
Okay, I get where you're coming from now. Okay, so we actually do not discriminate in terms of sector and also in terms of who can access our loan. We offer loans to a variety of sectors, and we are welcoming new and emerging sectors. It will interest you that we're in the agriculture space. We are open to sectors in the green economy. We are open to the old sectors in services and trade. Once you're able to show us your financial statement, your bank statement, that this is a viable business, your revenue is consistent, and you're in the game for the long term, you can access our loan. In terms of the example you mentioned, I'll look into it, but I tell you, we do not discriminate against any sector. We are open to new, old, and existing sectors.
I understand some applicants get declined. What are the most common reasons for loans application to be declined?
Okay, so there are several reasons, but I will talk about the reasons within the applicant's control. So first of all, we do a credit check on the applicants, and the applicant's loan are assessed by a third party before we even begin reviewing. So if an applicant has a poor credit score and bad credit behavior in the past, negative credit history, that applicant is unlikely to assess our loan. So because we're looking at past behavior, and that can give us an idea of what you would do in the future if you do not settle outstanding loans. So it's very important. There's some that come and tell us that, oh, they've settled a particular loan. They don't know why they're still being mentioned by the credit organization to say they have outstanding loans. So we give them guidance. When we decline a loan, we usually state out the reason, and they can always reach out to us and call us and to find out more and direct us. There was actually an applicant that came back to thank me and said, thank you, I did not know, because if I did not try to access LSCTF loan, I would have known that I'm listed as as someone who is owing at a particular place. Thank you for telling me, because it means that I can get my letter of non-indebtedness from that organization and present to LSCTF to reapply, and I can also access loan in other places. So low credit score, past credit, negative credit history can affect a person's loan, and that person's loan can be declined. Another reason is not being clear about the use of funds. So you just say, oh, you want to buy stock. It's very good for you to be able to explain, do you need for expansion? Are you a school owner? Do you want to build laboratories for your students, for your pupils? Good to mention that. You want to add the library to the assets that you have. Good to mention that. Yes, you are in the salon business and all that. You can't just say you want to buy hair. You need to be very specific. Out of this 5 million I want to collect, I want to use 3 million for this in particular, 1 million for this in particular, 1 million for this in particular. It's very, very clear. It gives us confidence that you know what you want to use the money for, and it to be used for that purpose. So it's very, very clear. List of assets. You want to expand, you want to add a new shop to your current shop. State it clearly there. It will help us in making a final decision. Also, applying for the wrong loan type. You might just be starting up a business and you want to access our loan. The appropriate loan type is micro enterprise startup. Don't say, oh, because the maximum is 250 and you want a higher loan, you apply for an ME or SME loan. You won't get it at the end of the day, because for ME or SME loan, you need to provide a bank statement, and you're just starting out in business and you do not have this. So it's very, very important to have the right to know the accurate loan type that is suitable for your business and apply within it. And also it helps us to reduce the burden of repayments on you, because when we see your bank statement, we know how much cash, we understand your cash flow and can say, okay, this is the repayment for a 5 million naira loan every month. And from your cash flow, from your bank statement, we can see that you can afford to pay conveniently without affecting other parts of your business. So that is why it's very important for you to get the right loan category and apply within. And then if you go to our licensing offices in the local government, councils and LCDs across Lagos State, you'll meet our licensing officers that can also put you through, that can also guide you in your loan application, so you don't miss it at the very start. You get things on our social media platforms and see what dates and what events that are happening and on where they are happening, whether they are physical or they are held virtually. So on Facebook we are LSCTF. On Facebook we are LSCTF NG. On Instagram, X, and LinkedIn we are LSCTF. On YouTube, we are Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. So some of the sessions when they hold, assuming you were not able to meet up with the time, you can always go to our YouTube channel and access those capacity building sessions. I know we've done quite a number already this year, something on tax, and we've done something on financial management as well. And there are new ones coming on board.
Amazing stuff there. Let's talk about and those interested in applying for loans and various LSCTF programs. Where can they get more information or support?
Okay, so the first point of call is our website, www.lsctf.ng. Then the next place is our social media platforms that I've highlighted earlier. And then another place where you can get information and access to our loan program is at the local government council nearest to you or the LCDA nearest to you. Just please ask for an LSCTF licensing officer and they will give you all the necessary information and provide you the needed support.
Let's talk about those at the bottom of a ladder, those that are not so educated, those that are not so informed, that do not even get to listen to us this way, but then they need the support. I mean, they can actually run businesses, right? They're all over Lagos, right? How can they, are we considering them at all?
Yes, we are. We're reaching out to those at the bottom of pyramid. We're aware that not everybody is internet or technology savvy, and so we do not wait for them to come to us. We go out to them. As I'm speaking with you now, we have application drives in certain local governments presently, and so we're having one currently in Ikorodu. So please, if you're in Ikorodu, go to the Ikorodu Local Government Council and meet with our officers there, and you can apply on the spot. So also apart from that, we do market storms from time to time. Go to the open market and reach out to those selling, and we give them flyers. We tell them how they can meet up with us and how they can apply for our loan. So we just sit at our offices. We also go out to meet those at the bottom of the pyramid and reach out to them. We also have sessions that we do periodically at the local government offices. So you can walk in, maybe you came in for capacity building, but after that session you can apply for our loans because our licensing officers will be there to attend to such individuals.
Considering your requirement, the requirement for your loans at LSCTF, right? But these are people that we know relatively might not even meet up with these requirements. So what do they bring? What do they tender for you to be convinced that you can actually entrust them with the loan?
Okay, as much as possible, we do not want the process to be stressful. So that's why documentation differ per the level of loan your business has capacity to access. So the main thing is that you have a BVN because you are a banked individual in Lagos State, and you have your LASWA ID just to give us comfort that we are not funding a business outside of the state, just to show that you're a resident of Lagos State. And then if you can give us somebody to guarantee you, to say, oh, okay, I know this person, that helps us and gives us comfort. So if you really do compare with what some lending institutions do, our loans are not that, the requirements are not stressful, they're just the basic minimum. And whatever you need to do, for example, for our SMEs or people that want to graduate from the EBI loan category to the SME loan category, one of the support we've been giving them is also to register their business with CAC. If you're having challenge with that, you can reach out to us and we'll help you register your business so that you can move from accessing 500,000 maximum to even as high as 5 million, because it shows that your business is structured, is registered, it has an address that we can verify.
Okay, so still on this same set of people, right? We know that for micro business owners, right, the requirement is your business has to be registered. You need to have your LATSRA card. You need to have your bank statement and a couple of other requirements. But for these market women we're talking about now, they are all Lagos resident. These are taxpayers because when you go to the market, you see them being taxed, right? They pay levies, right? So how do they even benefit from this taxpayer money? Now, for the requirements, let's get to know now. Somebody might just be listening out there that has a mother who sells in the market, but you know she needs a bit of support. What's the requirement for her?
Okay, I've just mentioned them. Sorry to say, I've just mentioned them. You need to have BVN, you need to have LASRA. If you pay tax, make sure you get evidence of that tax payment. Okay. So a receipt to show.
Okay.
Then what else? You don't, for a nano business, for instance, you don't need to provide them bank statements over time.
Absolutely.
So that reduces your stress, and just somebody to give a backup to say, I know this person.
Okay.
Yes, I'm recommending this person.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. Absolutely. Yes. I just needed to clear that part. That okay, the likes of CAC registration, the likes of bank statement. I just wanted to be clear if it requires all of that. All right, before I let you go on the program, your final words or advice to business owners in Lagos for 2025. The year is still fresh.
Okay, my advice would be, please keep your records, do bookkeeping. Keep your records like your tax receipts that I've mentioned. Maintain good credit behavior. Don't owe an institution and then come to apply for another loan to pay off that loan. That record will be there. We'll be doing credit check on you when you apply. And when you do all this, put structures in place in your organization. You are not only able to access LSCTF loans, you can even attract funding elsewhere. So, and like they say, opportunity meets the prepared. So when you are prepared, you are able to make best use of opportunities when they come around you.
All right, then I must say a very big thank you to you there, Olufolake Ikumakwayi, who is the head SME at LSCTF. Today on the program, we have discussed accessing LSCTF loans in 2025 and what you need to know. This is where we draw the curtains on today's edition of Accelerate Lagos. Maximum thanks to the social media team. Debbie is very much on ground there. Of course, I should say very big thank you to Victor Terry. Our executive producer is Tayo Akonli. I remain Taiwo Baruwa. The program makes a return next week, Wednesday at 10:15. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day, Lagos.